Okay, guys, we finally found out or get to the last conic section, which is the parabola. So let's start by knowing the definition of a parabola. And a parabola is the set of points which are equidistant to two things. One, it's a fixed point called the focus, which is this point over here. Focus. And the other thing that we have to take in count, it's a line which is called the directrix. In this case, it's a horizontal line, which equation, as you can see, is y equals to -1. So the thing is that every point in this parabola, if you can measure, it's equidistant from the focus and from the directrix. So the first point, which is the middle point between the focus and the directrix, is very easy to observe. And then you have to move. And for example, this point over here on the same parabola, if you measure this distance, it is exactly the same as this distance. And that happens to any other point of the parabola. Let's take in count this point over here. So basically the distance between this point and the focus, it's exactly the same as this point and the directrix. Another thing to take in count about the parabola are the elements of the parabola. I'm going to use the same sketch so you can see. This point over here, we know that point since Math 2. It is called the vertex of the parabola. The line, which is this, it is called the directrix of the parabola. And parabola also has a focus, which is the fixed point. Focus. And the parabola also has, that is in this case invisible, but I'm going to draw it, an axis. And the axis of the parabola is the imaginary line that divides the parabola in two pieces, two equal pieces. So according to that, we have a standard equation of the parabola, which is x minus h squared equals to 4p times y minus k. And the only new thing in this equation that you didn't know is the p-value. So p is the distance between vertex and focus, which is the same distance between vertex and directrix. And this is the equation of the vertical parabola, which is the parabola that opens upwards or downwards. And the most common parabola, the one that we have seen since algebra. But there's also a horizontal parabola, I'm sorry. And we call it horizontal because the axis of the parabola is a horizontal line. So the horizontal parabola opens to the left or to the right. And as you can see, the axis of this is a horizontal line. And basically it's the same equation, but instead of x being a square, the variable which is a square is y. The vertex in the parabola, it's the point h comma k, as you can guess or deduct now. And what other thing? Well, p is the distance between vertex and focus or vertex and directrix. And basically that's all. So let's see an example. The first example, it's x minus 2 squared equals to 8 times y plus 1. So the vertex in this case is the point 2 comma -1, because as the parabola does not have a center, the vertex works like a center. So 2 comma -1, we have the vertex. Let me change the color so you can see the vertex clearly. It is 2 comma -1. I'm sorry, because of the sketch is not so clear, but well, that is the vertex, as x is The variable, which is a square, we know that it's parabola. The vertex of the parabola is vertical, so it opens upwards. And the focus is 8 is equals to 4p. So p, which is the distance, is 8 over 4. So p it is equals to 2. So from the vertex, we have to move 2 units up, and this will be the focus. And also from the vertex 2 units down, it will be the directrix. So if I ask you for the coordinates of the focus will be 2, 1. And if I ask you for the equation of the directrix, that will be y equals to -3, which is 2 units from the vertex down. Finally, let's do another example of a parabola that opens to the left or to the right. Oh, I forgot to tell you, the sign of the coefficient of this coefficient tells you if the parabola opens to the left or to the right. So if it is positive and y is the term which is a square, the parabola will open to the right. If it were negative, the parabola will open to the left. So in this case, the vertex, as you can see, is -1, -3, because vertex is always h, k. So in this case, a vertex will be -1, -3 in this point. This will be the vertex. And as 12 is positive, 12 it is equals to 4p. So p will be the distance between vertex and focus, so p will be equals to 3. So the focus will be 1, 2, 3 units to the right. This will be the focus. And the directrix will be 1, 2, 3 units before the vertex. So the parabola will be something like that. And that's it. Let's find out the equation of the directrix, or the directrix. It will be now x equals -4, not y, because we're talking now about a vertical line. And the focus coordinate will be is 2, -3, because it is 3 units to the right of the vertex, which is at -1. Well, I hope this video is useful for you guys to understand at least the first elements and definition. And I will upload also a file with a set of exercise. Don't do it. We will do it on class, but print it if you can. Thank you. I see you. Finally, I have to tell you about the latus rectum, which is also the line that crosses from one point to other point of the parabola and passes through the focus. And in this case, as we don't have v, latus rectum is equals to 4p. So latus rectum is 4 times the distance from focus to vertex, or from vertex to directrix. And I think that's all. Okay, bye-bye.